What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Finally back with a review for you guys. It's been a while since I've done a review. It's been just unboxing after unboxing, and I apologize for that. I love doing reviews, and I don't know, I just haven't had the motivation, haven't had it in me lately to do them, and I feel terrible about that. It's what this channel was originally more dedicated towards, but kind of got sidetracked. Anyways, so today we got Frostbiter, Wrath of the Windigo from Vinegar Syndrome. This is one of their January releases, a newer release from them. Of course, they have their February releases up now, which I don't know anything about any of them except for the whatever tear. I've heard of that one. I've not watched it. But yeah, Frostbiter, Wrath of the Windigo. I think I called it Windigo on the unboxing because I didn't know. Hope you guys are all doing well, by the way. And if you would, be so kind. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I would just really appreciate it. You don't have to, though. You can watch the videos without subscribing. It's no big deal. Anyways, so Frostbiter, which again is called Windigo. When you put the movie in, that's the only title that comes up, and it's in the title, sequence and everything. But yeah, it's a 1995 film, a horror comedy, originally released by Troma. I'm already not being able to say my words, and they're the ones that came up with, let's call it Frostbiter. The director didn't want to. Yeah, here's the back of the slip, by the way. We're going to show the package for those who didn't watch the unboxing, and as I said in the unboxing, I really dig this alternate artwork here. Really cool on the sleeve there, the insert. Here's your disc art. Of course, underneath is just the same as the slip cover. And this release, by the way, is packed with special features, which we'll go over here at the end. So I'm going to talk a little bit non-spoiler, and then we'll get into some spoilers. So this movie is basically about an old man, well, someone done up as an old man, because I guess they couldn't actually get an old man to play this part for whatever reason. I don't know. Which is obviously really fake looking, but hey, it's a low-budget film that Troma put out. And he's pretty much the guardian of the Windigo, keeping it contained, keeping people safe from this thing. He has a circle of skulls, and if the circle is broken, then the Windigo can wreak havoc and have its, wrath or whatever. And we get a couple hunters who, for some reason, have a really a bad obsession with destroying signs, like keep out signs or no trespassing and all that. They just really have it out for these signs.
What? Keep out? Private? There isn't any private property on this island while we're here. Ready? Aim. Fire!
Crazy. Anyways, so without getting into spoilers, for those who don't want those, basically things happen. The Windigo gets released, and people end up getting killed, coming back to life. The Windigo possessing certain things and everything like that. Had a lot of fun with this movie. Enjoyed the hell out of it at the beginning. I really wanted to turn it off, and I stuck with it, and I'm glad I did, because halfway through or so, it just becomes a complete blast. And without spoiling anything, I just had a ton of fun with this movie. And if you guys like cheesy B-movies, definitely check this one out. The special effects are just hilarious. The acting's terrible and everything. So, yeah, for those not wanting spoilers, there's your spoiler-free part of this review. And now we're going to dive into spoilers. So let's backtrack a little bit there. So, spoilers ahead. Warning. All right. So they get to this cabin. They're out hunting. They're on this island known for its deer hunting season, and a lot of people come here, for that reason. And after they're done destroying these signs, they come across a cabin where the old man lives and keeping everyone safe from the Windigo. One of them ends up killing the old man and shooting one of the skulls in this circle. Not sure why he killed the old man, and really no reason to at all. He just kept telling him to shut up, and I don't know. I guess he was just trigger happy. I don't really know what happened there. But yeah, after that, we get a group of people in like a cabin. They're just like hanging out, playing cards, and this is where it really got to me. My main complaint about this movie isn't the bad acting, isn't the bad special effects. I can deal with all that. My main complaint about this is the music. Not the music itself, but the volume of the music. It is so loud that there's some scenes where they're talking, you can't understand a fucking word they're saying. And it just really bothered me for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I'm alone in that. Let me know if you guys have seen this, if that bothered you or not. That's the main thing that bothered me. You'd have a shitty fucking movie, but at least let me hear what the fuck they're saying. You know, I don't know. Again, maybe it's just me. Yeah. All right, let's move on. So, you know, the Windigo is free to do what it wants. We get scenes where this thing is coming out of a pot of chili, which, by the way, was a hand puppet. They had other plans to have other things shooting out of this thing instead, but they said those special effects just looked terrible. Because this looks absolutely fantastic, right? Yeah. People that die, we get a scene. And this is another thing that I really thought was hilarious, was we get a scene where a guy catches on fire just very randomly for no fucking reason at all. And as he's laying there just dying, he's just the most calm person ever. It's like he's in all this excruciating pain, and yeah, and there's a scene where when he finally passes, that one of them says that he's dead, and the other guy comes in and he says, "What happened?"
He's dead.
Hey, Peter, he's dead. What happened? I was just watching him and he stopped breathing.
Like, really? What happened? I don't know. He caught on fire earlier. He's been laying here fucking dying for hours. I don't know what happened. Oh my god. Anyways. So he dies. He comes back to life. You have a girl who is the next chosen one to keep people safe from the Windigo. I almost said Windigo again. She charters a plane to this island. During their flight sequence, it's obviously just extremely fake. They used, obvious miniature plane. You get a creature on the wing. It's just so bad, but it's entertaining as hell. I will give this movie that. I was very entertained throughout this movie once it picks up and gets going. You get stop motion animation in here, all kinds of stuff, which I'm always a sucker for. It's just a crazy ass movie and was inspired by Evil Dead. Definitely. And the director talks about that a little bit in the interview with him on this. So, moving past that to, contain this thing. Gee, I wonder what you have to do to get rid of this thing. I don't know, maybe recomplete the circle again? Hey, there we go. We figured out how to put it into this and put it into this movie, and everybody live happily ever after. Let's get that skull that he shot off of one of these posts and get that thing back up there. Close this portal that this Windigo came from, and keep it from destroying and hurting anyone else. There's other scenes in here too where it comes as a they got like a dirty magazine, and the woman that they're showing as it's open, she comes in and takes form of like this crazy looking like witch character. Stuff like that. There's a scene where the new Guardian's mom comes, and she's like, "Oh, hi, Mom. Like, no big deal. My mom just randomly shows up here. That's perfectly normal. I don't know if her mom was even supposed to be dead or alive or what the case. They never say anything like that, but she just shows up at this cabin and she's just like, oh, come on in. I don't suspect anything at all. And she turns into, a creature and stuff. And it's just, this movie is just nuts. It's just crazy. The end scene, though, the end scene for this, again, major spoilers, is where you really get to see the stop motion shine on this one. You see the Windigo, and I'm guessing it's natural. I was trying to find the word. I'm guessing it's natural form. That's when you really see the stop motion animation, and it's just fantastic. I absolutely loved it. I mean, it's bad, don't get me wrong, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. And they close the portal, everybody lives happily ever after. There's also a part where one of the guys loses a hand, right? And then later on, he's got it bandaged up. And you can obviously tell his hand is fucking there. And the other guy's like making him carry this girl after the plane crash. So the guy's got one fucking hand, man. And you're telling him to carry her. And his main concern is being able to get to his bottle of fucking liquor as well. So he's carrying her. He's reaching for liquor. He's doing all this with one hand. It's just, it's something, I tell you that. I gave this movie, by the way, 4 stars on Letterboxd not because it's good, obviously, but because I had a blast with this. This movie is just an absolute entertaining piece of shit, okay? It's terrible. Like I said, the acting's terrible, special effects are terrible, the music being so fucking loud you can't hear anything else is terrible, and it's so much fun. So, again, if you guys like cheesily bad movies, definitely check this one out. Again, there is tons of special features on here, and for being released in 95, it didn't feel like a 95 movie. It felt like a late 80s movie. I don't know. I think they started shooting it earlier than that and then eventually got released. But you get the new scan in 2K from the 16mm negative. So, again, this is in the 1:33 ratio. Being shot on 16mm, you don't have that full screen effect. So it's like, the 4:3 ratio, whatever you want to call it. You get a brand new commentary track with co-writer and director Tom Chaney, moderated by Michael Felsher. You get Windigo Make a Movie, an interview with co-writer director Tom Chaney. That is the one feature that I've watched so far where I got some of that information I shared with you guys about Trauma wanting to call it Frostbiter and everything. And he talks about how he raised the money for the film and working on other stuff and making connections. He had a connection for the plane. He had all this stuff going on, and where he talks a little about the old man makeup, but he just mentions that it was makeup, which obvious. You also get on here the mini hats of Windigo, an interview with producer David Theory, which I started watching. I have not finished yet, so I'm not going to really talk about that one. You get to what were we thinking, an interview with actor Alan Malden. Frankenstein's Windigo, an interview with stop motion animator Dave Hetmer, which the stop motion, the director was originally going to do, and then this guy came in and I guess did it for free, so he's like, yeah, fuck it, why not? You get a friend in need, an interview with actor John Bassard. Sound of the Windigo, an interview with sound editor actor Paul Harris, behind the scenes still gallery. And then your archival extras, you get a featurette with actor Ron Ashton, who was one of the members of Iggy Pop's band, the Stooges, which he talks about in that interview with the director. Original Windigo promo video, original Frostbiter video trailer, behind-the-scenes footage from the Michigan premiere, archival Trauma introduction and promo video, reversible sleeve, and your English subtitles. Again, from 1995. It runs 83 minutes, which... more stuff I learned from that little interview is it was originally like 60-something minutes, and they're like, hey, after editing this thing, you only got 60-something minutes worth of film here. So they added in these news scenes, which I was wondering when I watched this, like, why the fuck are these in here? I didn't really understand, but that's why. They added some footage to extend the runtime, so there's some filler in there. But aside from those scenes, it moves pretty quick. Yeah. All right. Region-free release on this, by the way. But I just, again, enjoyed the hell out of this. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely check it out. I didn't see it streaming anywhere. I didn't check YouTube itself to see if someone had a copy of it up. But you can rent it on Prime, but it is not streaming on Prime or Tubi or anything like that, to the best of my knowledge, at the time of this video. Maybe it will now that Vinegar Syndrome's released it. Maybe it'll show up on Tubi or something. Yeah, definitely recommend this one. Again, if you guys watch this and you're starting out and you're like, fuck this movie's absolutely terrible, the sound at the beginning is really bad too. There is some scratches and stuff in the film here and there as well, but I'm sure Vinegar Syndrome did the best they could. I mean, this is coming off a 16mm print. It's not a 35mm film stock, so there's only so much you can do with a 16mm as well. But the audio is my biggest issue with this. It's very... just staticky. Like I said, the music is way too fucking loud. The audio is not great on this at all. But you get kind of used to it and you just start enjoying the film. Just stick with it, and then once things really start happening, I think you're gonna have a good time with it. And that's just my opinion. But you got to be in the mood for a So Bad It's Good movie. I mean, this thing doesn't take itself fucking seriously. I mean, you got monsters coming out of Chile and shit. I mean, come on. And the song that plays during that scene, I just have stuck in my fucking head too. Yeah. That's going to do it for this review, guys. Try to keep these things, 20 minutes or less or something like that, not waste too much of y'all's time. But that is definitely a high recommendation for me. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. I know I was all over the place during the review, and I do apologize for that, but my mind just wanders. So, yeah. All right. As always, guys, peace, love, happiness to all of you, and I will catch you next time. Later.
Chile.